Question 1. A practice item tells Anika that exam candidates start feeling nervous after a certain chime is repeatedly paired with a pop quiz. Which concept is most likely? Option A. Constructivism. Option B. Classical conditioning. Option C. Operant conditioning. Option D. Metacognition. The correct answer is option B. Classical conditioning. This describes classical conditioning because a neutral stimulus becomes linked with an emotional response after repeated pairings. Constructivism is not the best choice because it explains active meaning-making, not a reflexive conditioned response. Operant conditioning is different because it focuses on consequences after behavior rather than associations before a response. Metacognition does not fit because it concerns thinking about one's own thinking, not learned emotional associations. Question 2. Before answering, Anika identifies that a course tutor adds praise after an exam candidate participates and participation increases. Which term should be chosen? Option A. Positive reinforcement. Option B. Negative reinforcement. Option C. Punishment. Option D. Extinction. The correct answer is option A. Positive reinforcement. This describes positive reinforcement because a desirable consequence is added after a behavior, making that behavior more likely. Negative reinforcement is not the best choice because it removes an unpleasant condition rather than adding a reward. Punishment is different because it aims to reduce behavior rather than increase it. Extinction does not fit because it weakens behavior by withholding reinforcement. Question 3. Which choice helps Anika explain why exam candidates complete homework early to avoid a weekly reminder call home in a classroom discussion? Option A. Response cost. Option B. Negative reinforcement. Option C. Positive reinforcement. Option D. Classical conditioning. The correct answer is option B. Negative reinforcement. This describes negative reinforcement because a behavior increases because it helps the learner avoid or remove something unpleasant. Response cost is not the best choice because it removes a privilege after misbehavior. Positive reinforcement is different because it adds a pleasant consequence rather than removing an unpleasant one. Classical conditioning does not fit because it involves stimulus association rather than consequences shaping behavior. Question 4. How can Anika classify a classroom moment where an exam candidate receives an extra cleanup task after throwing paper and the behavior decreases? Option A. Positive punishment. Option B. Negative reinforcement. Option C. Positive reinforcement. Option D. Shaping. The correct answer is option A. Positive punishment. This describes positive punishment because an unpleasant consequence is added to reduce an unwanted behavior. Negative reinforcement is not the best choice because it increases behavior by removing something unpleasant. Positive reinforcement is different because it adds something desirable to increase behavior. Shaping does not fit because it builds behavior through small reinforced steps. Question 5. Suppose Anika observes that a course tutor rewards each closer attempt as a shy learner gradually speaks louder in class. Which concept is shown? Option A. Fixed ratio schedule. Option B. Shaping. Option C. Reciprocal teaching. Option D. Extinction. The correct answer is option B. Shaping. This describes shaping because successive approximations are reinforced until the desired behavior develops. Fixed ratio schedule is not the best choice because it reinforces after a set number of responses, not gradual progress. Reciprocal teaching is different because it uses student-led reading strategies rather than behavior building. Extinction does not fit because it reduces behavior by removing reinforcement. Question 6. While reviewing, Anika sees a course tutor stops laughing at off-task jokes and the jokes slowly fade away. Which idea matches the situation? Option A. Extinction. Option B. Punishment. Option C. Modeling. Option D. Spaced practice. The correct answer is option A. Extinction. This describes extinction because a previously reinforced behavior decreases when reinforcement is no longer provided. Punishment is not the best choice because it adds or removes a consequence to reduce behavior more directly. Modeling is different because it involves learning by watching others. Spaced practice does not fit because it improves memory through distributed study sessions. Question 7. One interesting clue says a learner keeps answering review questions because bonus points appear after unpredictable numbers of correct responses. Which educational psychology term fits for Anika? Option A. Fixed interval schedule. Option B. Variable interval schedule. Option C. Variable ratio schedule. Option D. Fixed ratio schedule. The correct answer is option C. Variable ratio schedule. This describes variable ratio schedule because reinforcement occurs after an unpredictable number of responses, which often produces steady responding. Fixed interval schedule is not the best choice because it rewards the first response after a set amount of time. Variable interval schedule is different because it rewards after changing time intervals rather than response counts. Fixed ratio schedule does not fit because it rewards after a predictable number of responses. Question 8. From this example, where exam candidates work hardest right before a quiz that happens every Friday, which answer should Anika select? Option A, fixed interval schedule. Option B, variable ratio schedule. Option C, token economy. Option D, fixed ratio schedule. The correct answer is option A, fixed interval schedule. This describes fixed interval schedule because reinforcement is available after a predictable amount of time has passed. Variable ratio schedule is not the best choice because it depends on unpredictable response counts. Token economy is different because it uses symbolic rewards exchanged for privileges. Fixed ratio schedule does not fit because it depends on a set number of responses. Question 9. Students in a student coaching session discuss why a child copies a classmate's polite hand-raising after seeing the classmate praised. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, observational learning. Option B, classical conditioning. Option C, trial and error learning. Option D, insight learning. The correct answer is option A, observational learning. This describes observational learning because the learner changes behavior after watching another person and the consequences that follow. Classical conditioning is not the best choice because it links stimuli rather than modeling behavior. Trial and error learning is different because it depends on personal attempts and feedback rather than watching a model. Insight learning does not fit because it involves a sudden solution, not imitation. Question 10. Teachers in a mini lecture wonder why exam candidate with strong belief in personal ability chooses harder practice problems. Which principle applies? Option A, self-concept. Option B, intrinsic motivation. Option C, self-efficacy. Option D, external locus of control. The correct answer is option C, self-efficacy. This describes self-efficacy because the learner's belief in their capability affects effort, persistence, and challenge choice. Self-concept is not the best choice because it is a broader view of oneself, not task-specific competence. Intrinsic motivation is different because it refers to interest or enjoyment, not belief in ability. External locus of control does not fit because it attributes outcomes to outside forces rather than personal capability. Question 11. Can Anika treat a learner's competence, classroom behavior, and course tutor response all influence one another as evidence of which concept? Option A, classical conditioning. Option B, reciprocal determinism. Option C, norm reference testing. Option D, maturation. The correct answer is option B, reciprocal determinism. This describes reciprocal determinism because personal factors, behavior, and environment interact in a two-way pattern. Classical conditioning is not the best choice because it focuses on learned stimulus associations. Norm reference testing is different because it compares scores to other test takers. Maturation does not fit because it emphasizes biological growth rather than social interaction cycles. Question 12. If Anika must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when a course tutor gives sentence starters at first and slowly removes them as exam candidates improve? Option A, scaffolding. Option B, standardization. Option C, extinction. Option D, summative assessment. The correct answer is option A, scaffolding. This describes scaffolding because temporary support is provided and then withdrawn as learners become more independent. Standardization is not the best choice because it keeps testing procedures the same for everyone. Extinction is different because it removes reinforcement to reduce behavior. Summative assessment does not fit because it evaluates learning after instruction is complete. Question 13. Rather than guessing, Anika should connect a learner can solve a problem with hints but not yet alone with which concept? Option A, reliability. Option B, zone of proximal development. Option C, mastery learning. Option D, formal operational stage. The correct answer is option B, zone of proximal development. This describes zone of proximal development because the task sits between independent ability and what the learner can do with support. Reliability is not the best choice because it concerns score consistency, not learning support. Mastery learning is different because it requires reaching a performance standard before moving on. Formal operational stage does not fit because it describes abstract reasoning, not support level. Question 14. Curiosity rises when Anika reads that a child calls a zebra a horse because it fits an existing animal category. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, encoding. Option B, conservation. Option C, assimilation. Option D, accommodation. The correct answer is option C, assimilation. This describes assimilation because new information is interpreted using an existing mental schema. Encoding is not the best choice because it is getting information into memory. Conservation is different because it is understanding that quantity can stay the same despite appearance changes. Accommodation does not fit because it changes the schema to fit new information. Question 15. A CLEP-style scenario says a child changes the animal category after learning zebras are not horses. Which answer best captures it for Anika? Option A, class inclusion. Option B, rehearsal. Option C, assimilation. Option D, accommodation. The correct answer is option D, accommodation. This describes accommodation because an existing schema is revised when new information does not fit. Class inclusion is not the best choice because it involves understanding category relationships. Rehearsal is different because it is repeating information to maintain it in memory. Assimilation does not fit because it would force new information into an old schema. Question 16. Inside a practice test workshop, Anika studies why a child solves conservation tasks but struggles with purely hypothetical logic. Which concept fits? Option A, formal operational thinking. Option B, pre-operational thinking. Option C, sensoromotor thinking. Option D, concrete operational thinking. The correct answer is option D, concrete operational thinking. This describes concrete operational thinking because children can reason logically about concrete objects but not fully abstract possibilities. Formal operational thinking is not the best choice because it includes abstract and hypothetical reasoning. Pre-operational thinking is different because it often lacks conservation and logical reversibility. Sensoromotor thinking does not fit because it centers on infant sensory and motor exploration. Question 17. Looking at the clue that a teen reasons through a hypothetical justice problem without needing physical examples, which idea should Anika remember? Option A, pre-operational thinking. Option B, object permanence. Option C, formal operational thinking. Option D, concrete operational thinking. The correct answer is option C, formal operational thinking. This describes formal operational thinking because abstract and hypothetical reasoning are key features of this stage. Pre-operational thinking is not the best choice because it is marked by symbolic thought but limited logic. Object permanence is different because it is an infant understanding that objects still exist when unseen. Concrete operational thinking does not fit because it works best with tangible examples. Question 18. Anika sees that an infant searches for a hidden toy instead of acting as if it disappeared during a classroom discussion. Which concept best explains it? Option A, centration. Option B, conservation. Option C, egocentrism. Option D, object permanence. The correct answer is option D, object permanence. This describes object permanence because the child understands that objects continue to exist even when out of sight. Centration is not the best choice because it means focusing on one feature while ignoring others. Conservation is different because it involves understanding quantity despite appearance changes. Egocentrism does not fit because it involves difficulty taking another person's viewpoint. Question 19. When Anika notices that an elementary exam candidate gains pride from mastering reading and classroom skills in a quick quiz review, which idea is being tested? Option A, trust versus mistrust. Option B, generativity versus stagnation. Option C, industry versus inferiority. Option D, identity versus role confusion. The correct answer is option C, industry versus inferiority. This describes industry versus inferiority because school-age children build competence through successful work and feedback. Trust versus mistrust is not the best choice because it centers on infant caregiver reliability. Generativity versus stagnation is different because it focuses on adult contribution to others. Identity versus role confusion does not fit because it is mainly an adolescent search for personal identity. Question 20. During a teacher training scenario, Anika studies a case where a teenager explores values, careers and beliefs to answer who they are. Which term fits best? Option A, intimacy versus isolation. Option B, autonomy versus shame. Option C, identity versus role confusion. Option D, industry versus inferiority. The correct answer is option C, identity versus role confusion. This describes identity versus role confusion because adolescents work toward a stable sense of self and direction. Intimacy versus isolation is not the best choice because it usually involves young adult relationships. Autonomy versus shame is different because it describes toddlers building independence. Industry versus inferiority does not fit because it focuses on school-age competence. Question 21. In a final review session, Anika asks why exam candidate says cheating is wrong because rules and community expectations matter. Which answer names the idea? Option A, conventional morality. Option B, pre-conventional morality. Option C, moral realism. Option D, post-conventional morality. The correct answer is option A, conventional morality. This describes conventional morality because moral reasoning is based on social approval, rules, and maintaining order. Pre-conventional morality is not the best choice because it focuses on rewards and punishments. Moral realism is different because it treats rules as fixed and unchangeable. Post-conventional morality does not fit because it uses broad ethical principles beyond rules. Question 22. After reading that a child avoids lying mainly to escape punishment or earn a reward, how should Anika label the concept? Option A, conventional morality. Option B, post-conventional morality. Option C, pre-conventional morality. Option D, identity achievement. The correct answer is option C, pre-conventional morality. This describes pre-conventional morality because moral decisions are driven by personal consequences such as punishment or reward. Conventional morality is not the best choice because it emphasizes rules and approval from society. Post-conventional morality is different because it reasons from abstract principles and rights. Identity achievement does not fit because it describes commitment after exploration, not moral reasoning. Question 23. For a short exam review, Anika connects. An exam candidate argues that a rule should be challenged when it violates basic human rights with which principle? Option A, conventional morality. Option B, learned helplessness. Option C, pre-conventional morality. Option D, post-conventional morality. The correct answer is option D, post-conventional morality. This describes post-conventional morality because moral reasoning is guided by universal principles rather than simple rule following. Conventional morality is not the best choice because it generally supports rules and social order. Learned helplessness is different because it concerns giving up after repeated failure. Pre-conventional morality does not fit because it focuses on personal gain or punishment. Question 24. Could a case where a course tutor plans choices that include music, movement, language, and spatial design be an example of which concept for Anika? Option A, norm reference testing. Option B, G-factor. Option C, working memory. Option D, multiple intelligences. The correct answer is option D, multiple intelligences. This describes multiple intelligences because the approach treats ability as varied across different domains of strength. Norm reference testing is not the best choice because it compares learners to a group. G-factor is different because it emphasizes a general intelligence factor. Working memory does not fit because it is a limited mental workspace. Question 25. Why would Anika link an assignment asks exam candidates to solve problems, create products, and apply ideas in daily life to one major educational psychology idea? Option A, multiple intelligences. Option B, triarchic intelligence. Option C, fluid intelligence. Option D, criterion reference testing. The correct answer is option B, triarchic intelligence. This describes triarchic intelligence because Sternberg's model highlights analytical, creative, and practical intelligence. Multiple intelligences is not the best choice because it lists broader domains such as musical or bodily kinesthetic abilities. Fluid intelligence is different because it refers to novel problem-solving ability. Criterion reference testing does not fit because it measures performance against standards. Question 26. A practice item tells Anika that a learner studies child development because the topic feels genuinely fascinating. Which concept is most likely? Option A, performance goal. Option B, negative reinforcement. Option C, extrinsic motivation. Option D, intrinsic motivation. The correct answer is option D, intrinsic motivation. This describes intrinsic motivation because the behavior is driven by interest, curiosity, or enjoyment of the activity itself. Performance goal is not the best choice because it focuses on looking competent compared with others. Negative reinforcement is different because it increases behavior by removing something unpleasant. Extrinsic motivation does not fit because it depends on outside rewards or pressures. Question 27. Before answering, Anika identifies that an exam candidate completes extra practice mainly to earn a gift card. Which term should be chosen? Option A, intrinsic motivation. Option B, mastery goal. Option C, extrinsic motivation. Option D, self-regulation. The correct answer is option C, extrinsic motivation. This describes extrinsic motivation because the behavior is driven by an outside reward rather than the activity itself. Intrinsic motivation is not the best choice because it comes from interest or enjoyment. Mastery goal is different because it emphasizes learning and improvement. Self-regulation does not fit because it involves planning and monitoring one's learning. Question 28. Which choice helps Anika explain why a learner chooses difficult questions to improve understanding even if mistakes happen in a quiet study group? Option A, performance goal. Option B, avoidance goal. Option C, fixed mindset. Option D, mastery goal. The correct answer is option D, mastery goal. This describes mastery goal because the focus is on growth, learning, and skill development. Performance goal is not the best choice because it focuses on proving ability or outperforming others. Avoidance goal is different because it focuses on avoiding failure or embarrassment. Fixed mindset does not fit because it treats ability as unchangeable. Question 29. How can Anika classify a classroom moment where an exam candidate studies mainly to score higher than classmates and appear smart? Option A, metacognition. Option B, intrinsic motivation. Option C, performance goal. Option D, mastery goal. The correct answer is option C, performance goal. This describes performance goal because the learner is focused on demonstrating ability relative to others. Metacognition is not the best choice because it involves awareness and control of thinking. Intrinsic motivation is different because it centers on enjoyment or curiosity. Mastery goal does not fit because it centers on improvement and understanding. Question 30. Suppose Anika observes that a learner explains a failed test by blaming effort, task difficulty, luck, or ability. Which concept is shown? Option A, attribution theory. Option B, classroom ecology. Option C, constructivism. Option D, information processing theory. The correct answer is option A, attribution theory. This describes attribution theory because it examines how people explain causes of success and failure. Classroom ecology is not the best choice because it focuses on classroom environment patterns. Constructivism is different because it emphasizes building meaning from experience. Information processing theory does not fit because it explains how information moves through memory systems. Question 31. While reviewing, Anika sees an exam candidate stops trying because repeated failures made success feel impossible. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, learned helplessness. Option B, self-efficacy. Option C, growth mindset. Option D, positive transfer. The correct answer is option A, learned helplessness. This describes learned helplessness because repeated uncontrollable failure can reduce motivation and effort. Self-efficacy is not the best choice because it refers to belief in capability, not resignation. Growth mindset is different because it supports belief that ability can improve. Positive transfer does not fit because it happens when prior learning helps new learning. Question 32. One interesting clue says an exam candidate treats mistakes as evidence that a skill can improve with strategy and effort. Which educational psychology term fits for Anika? Option A, fixed mindset. Option B, growth mindset. Option C, entity theory. Option D, external attribution. The correct answer is option B, growth mindset. This describes growth mindset because ability is viewed as developable through effort, feedback, and better strategies. Fixed mindset is not the best choice because it treats ability as stable and hard to change. Entity theory is different because it is another way to describe fixed views of ability. External attribution does not fit because it places causes outside the learner. Question 33. From this example, where a hungry, unsafe exam candidate struggles to focus on a challenging lesson, which answer should Anika select? Option A, Kohlberg theory. Option B, classical conditioning. Option C, Bloom taxonomy. Option D, Maslow hierarchy of needs. The correct answer is option D, Maslow hierarchy of needs. This describes Maslow hierarchy of needs because basic physiological and safety needs can affect readiness for higher level learning. Kohlberg theory is not the best choice because it describes moral reasoning development. Classical conditioning is different because it explains learned stimulus response associations. Bloom taxonomy does not fit because it classifies cognitive learning objectives. Question 34. Students in a quick quiz review discuss why exam candidate loses track while solving a long mental math problem with many steps. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, procedural memory. Option B, working memory. Option C, long-term memory. Option D, sensory memory. The correct answer is option B, working memory. This describes working memory because working memory is the limited mental space used to hold and process information temporarily. Procedural memory is not the best choice because it stores skills and habits. Long-term memory is different because it stores information over extended periods. Sensory memory does not fit because it briefly holds raw sensory input. Question 35. Teachers in a teacher training scenario wonder why a learner recalls a teaching theory studied weeks earlier. Which principle applies? Option A, working memory. Option B, sensory memory. Option C, selective attention. Option D, long-term memory. The correct answer is option D, long-term memory. This describes long-term memory because information retained over time is stored in long-term memory. Working memory is not the best choice because it is temporary and limited during active thinking. Sensory memory is different because it lasts only briefly after stimulation. Selective attention does not fit because it filters what receives mental focus. Question 36. Can Anika treat an exam candidate turns a new vocabulary term into a meaningful example to remember it as evidence of which concept? Option A, extinction. Option B, validity. Option C, retrieval. Option D, encoding. The correct answer is option D, encoding. This describes encoding because encoding is the process of getting information into memory in a usable form. Extinction is not the best choice because it weakens a learned behavior. Validity is different because it concerns whether a test measures what it should. Retrieval does not fit because it involves pulling stored information back out. Question 37. If Anika must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when a learner closes the book and answers questions from memory to strengthen recall? Option A, centration. Option B, massed practice. Option C, retrieval practice. Option D, summative assessment. The correct answer is option C, retrieval practice. This describes retrieval practice because actively recalling information improves later memory more than simply rereading. Centration is not the best choice because it means focusing on one feature of a situation. Massed practice is different because it compresses study into one long session. Summative assessment does not fit because it evaluates learning at the end of instruction. Question 38. Rather than guessing, Anika should connect an exam candidate studies the same concepts in short sessions across several days with which concept? Option A, shaping. Option B, spaced practice. Option C, norming. Option D, massed practice. The correct answer is option B, spaced practice. This describes spaced practice because learning is distributed over time, which usually supports stronger retention. Shaping is not the best choice because it reinforces gradual behavior changes. Norming is different because it creates comparison data for a test. Massed practice does not fit because it packs study into one concentrated period. Question 39. Curiosity rises when Anika reads that a learner links a new theory to personal classroom experiences. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, extinction. Option B, reliability. Option C, rote rehearsal. Option D, elaboration. The correct answer is option D, elaboration. This describes elaboration because new information is made more meaningful by connecting it to existing knowledge. Extinction is not the best choice because it removes reinforcement to reduce behavior. Reliability is different because it refers to consistency of measurement. Rote rehearsal does not fit because it repeats information without adding meaning. Question 40. A CLEP-style scenario says an exam candidate groups a long list of theorists into behaviorist, cognitive, and social categories. Which answer best captures it for Anika? Option A, chunking. Option B, overlearning. Option C, accommodation. Option D, response cost. The correct answer is option A, chunking. This describes chunking because information is organized into meaningful units to reduce memory load. Overlearning is not the best choice because it continues practice after initial mastery. Accommodation is different because it changes a schema to fit new information. Response cost does not fit because it removes a privilege to reduce behavior. Question 41. Inside a peer study circle, Anika studies why an exam candidate checks which topics are weak and adjusts the study plan. Which concept fits? Option A, metacognition. Option B, classical conditioning. Option C, extrinsic motivation. Option D, automaticity. The correct answer is option A, metacognition. This describes metacognition because the learner monitors and controls their own thinking and learning strategies. Classical conditioning is not the best choice because it involves learned associations. Extrinsic motivation is different because it depends on external rewards. Automaticity does not fit because it means a skill requires little conscious effort. Question 42. Looking at the clue that knowledge from a statistics lesson helps an exam candidate understand test reliability, which idea should Anika remember? Option A, extinction. Option B, cognitive dissonance. Option C, negative punishment. Option D, transfer of learning. The correct answer is option D, transfer of learning. This describes transfer of learning because previous learning influences performance in a new but related situation. Extinction is not the best choice because it reduces behavior when reinforcement stops. Cognitive dissonance is different because it involves discomfort from conflicting beliefs. Negative punishment does not fit because it removes something desirable to reduce behavior. Question 43. Anika sees that a course tutor gives a big picture concept map before a complex lesson begins during a quiet study group. Which concept best explains it? Option A, token economy. Option B, random assignment. Option C, exit ticket. Option D, advance organizer. The correct answer is option D, advance organizer. This describes advance organizer because a preview structure helps learners connect new information to prior knowledge. Token economy is not the best choice because it uses symbolic rewards. Random assignment is different because it places participants into groups by chance. Exit ticket does not fit because it checks understanding at the end of a lesson. Question 44. When Anika notices that a learner uses an existing mental framework about classrooms to understand a new teaching method in an online prep session, which idea is being tested? Option A, percentile rank. Option B, rubric. Option C, schema. Option D, reinforcer. The correct answer is option C, schema. This describes schema because a schema is an organized knowledge structure used to interpret information. Percentile rank is not the best choice because it shows relative standing in a group. Rubric is different because it is a scoring guide. Reinforcer does not fit because it is a consequence that increases behavior. Question 45. During a morning lesson, Anika studies a case where too many visuals, terms, and steps overwhelm a learner during a first lesson. Which term fits best? Option A, reliability. Option B, cognitive load. Option C, egocentrism. Option D, intrinsic motivation. The correct answer is option B, cognitive load. This describes cognitive load because working memory can become overloaded when too much information must be processed at once. Reliability is not the best choice because it concerns consistency of scores. Egocentrism is different because it means difficulty taking another viewpoint. Intrinsic motivation does not fit because it concerns interest and enjoyment. Question 46. In a practice test workshop, Anika asks why exam candidates build their own understanding through discussion, examples, and problem solving. Which answer names the idea? Option A, maturation. Option B, standardization. Option C, behaviorism. Option D, constructivism. The correct answer is option D, constructivism. This describes constructivism because learners actively construct meaning rather than simply receive information. Maturation is not the best choice because it emphasizes biological growth. Standardization is different because it keeps procedures uniform. Behaviorism does not fit because it emphasizes observable behavior and consequences. Question 47. After reading that exam candidates investigate a question, gather evidence, and develop an explanation, how should Anika label the concept? Option A, inquiry-based learning. Option B, fixed ratio reinforcement. Option C, norm-referenced assessment. Option D, direct instruction. The correct answer is option A, inquiry-based learning. This describes inquiry-based learning because learning begins with questions and exploration rather than only direct telling. Fixed ratio reinforcement is not the best choice because it rewards after a set number of responses. Norm-referenced assessment is different because it compares students to one another. Direct instruction does not fit because it uses clear teacher-led explanation and guided practice. Question 48. For a short exam review, Anika connects a course tutor models a skill, guides practice, checks understanding, and gives feedback with which principle? Option A, direct instruction. Option B, portfolio assessment. Option C, discovery learning. Option D, peer tutoring. The correct answer is option A, direct instruction. This describes direct instruction because the method uses explicit teaching steps and structured practice. Portfolio assessment is not the best choice because it collects work over time. Discovery learning is different because it expects students to uncover ideas with less direct guidance. Peer tutoring does not fit because it uses students helping students. Question 49. Could a case where exam candidates work in small groups with shared goals and individual accountability be an example of which concept for Anika? Option A, competitive learning. Option B, cooperative learning. Option C, lecture method. Option D, independent study. The correct answer is option B, cooperative learning. This describes cooperative learning because learners collaborate while each member remains responsible for contributing. Competitive learning is not the best choice because it ranks students against one another. Lecture method is different because it centers on teacher presentation. Independent study does not fit because it relies on solo learning. Question 50. Why would Anika link a course tutor adjusts tasks, materials, and support based on learner readiness to one major educational psychology idea? Option A, random sampling. Option B, summative assessment. Option C, standardized instruction. Option D, differentiated instruction. The correct answer is option D, differentiated instruction. This describes differentiated instruction because instruction is adapted to different needs while keeping meaningful learning goals. Random sampling is not the best choice because it selects participants for research. Summative assessment is different because it evaluates after instruction. Standardized instruction does not fit because it delivers the same approach to all students. Question 51. A practice item tells Anika that a lesson offers text, audio, visuals, and different ways to show understanding from the start. Which concept is most likely? Option A, accommodation only. Option B, tracking. Option C, mastery grading. Option D, universal design for learning. The correct answer is option D, universal design for learning. This describes universal design for learning because UDL plans flexible access and expression options before barriers appear. Accommodation only is not the best choice because it changes access for an individual after a need is identified. Tracking is different because it separates students into groups by perceived ability. Mastery grading does not fit because it focuses on reaching standards before moving ahead. Question 52. Before answering, Anika identifies that a course tutor uses a quick exit question to adjust tomorrow's lesson. Which term should be chosen? Option A, summative assessment. Option B, norm-referenced assessment. Option C, placement test. Option D, formative assessment. The correct answer is option D, formative assessment. This describes formative assessment because the assessment is used during learning to guide instruction and feedback. Summative assessment is not the best choice because it judges learning after instruction is complete. Norm-referenced assessment is different because it compares performance to other learners. Placement test does not fit because it sorts students before instruction begins. Question 53. Which choice helps Anika explain why a final exam measures what exam candidates learned after the unit ends in an after-school class? Option A, summative assessment. Option B, formative assessment. Option C, anecdotal record. Option D, diagnostic assessment. The correct answer is option A, summative assessment. This describes summative assessment because the assessment evaluates achievement at the end of a learning period. Formative assessment is not the best choice because it guides instruction during learning. Anecdotal record is different because it is a brief observational note. Diagnostic assessment does not fit because it identifies starting strengths and needs. Question 54. How can Anika classify a classroom moment where an exam candidate's score is judged against a fixed standard of mastery? Option A, ipsative assessment. Option B, informal observation. Option C, norm-referenced assessment. Option D, criterion-referenced assessment. The correct answer is option D, criterion-referenced assessment. This describes criterion-referenced assessment because performance is compared with defined criteria rather than other students. Ipsative assessment is not the best choice because it compares a student to their own past performance. Informal observation is different because it is not necessarily tied to a fixed standard. Norm-referenced assessment does not fit because it compares students to a reference group. Question 55. Suppose Anika observes that a score report shows how an exam candidate performed compared with a national sample. Which concept is shown? Option A, norm-referenced assessment. Option B, criterion-referenced assessment. Option C, formative assessment. Option D, authentic assessment. The correct answer is option A, norm-referenced assessment. This describes norm-referenced assessment because the score is interpreted relative to other test takers. Criterion-referenced assessment is not the best choice because it compares performance to a standard. Formative assessment is different because it is used during learning for improvement. Authentic assessment does not fit because it uses real-world tasks. Question 56. While reviewing, Anika sees a test gives similar results when the same skill is measured repeatedly. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, validity. Option B, bias. Option C, reliability. Option D, percentile rank. The correct answer is option C, reliability. This describes reliability because reliability means scores are consistent across time, items, or raters. Validity is not the best choice because it asks whether the test measures the intended construct. Bias is different because it concerns unfair advantage or disadvantage. Percentile rank does not fit because it reports relative standing. Question 57. One interesting clue says a math test actually measures math reasoning instead of reading speed. Which educational psychology term fits for Anika? Option A, validity. Option B, reliability. Option C, inter-rater agreement. Option D, standard error. The correct answer is option A, validity. This describes validity because validity concerns whether an assessment measures what it claims to measure. Reliability is not the best choice because it concerns consistency, not meaning. Inter-rater agreement is different because it is one form of consistency between scorers. Standard error does not fit because it estimates score uncertainty. Question 58. From this example, where all examines receive the same directions, timing, and scoring rules, which answer should Anika select? Option A, informal assessment. Option B, portfolio assessment. Option C, authentic assessment. Option D, standardized test. The correct answer is option D, standardized test. This describes standardized test because standardization keeps testing conditions uniform so scores can be interpreted fairly. Informal assessment is not the best choice because it may be flexible and teacher-made. Portfolio assessment is different because it collects multiple pieces of work over time. Authentic assessment does not fit because it asks students to perform realistic tasks. Question 59. Students in an online prep session discuss why exam candidates design a real classroom plan instead of only selecting answers on a test. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, norm-referenced assessment. Option B, standardized assessment. Option C, forced choice test. Option D, authentic assessment. The correct answer is option D, authentic assessment. This describes authentic assessment because students demonstrate learning through realistic tasks and products. Norm-referenced assessment is not the best choice because it compares performance to a group. Standardized assessment is different because it uses uniform procedures and scoring. Forced choice test does not fit because it limits responses to provided options. Question 60. Teachers in a morning lesson wonder why exam candidates receive a scoring guide describing levels for evidence, clarity, and accuracy. Which principle applies? Option A, syllabus. Option B, norm table. Option C, rubric. Option D, checklist. The correct answer is option C, rubric. This describes rubric because a rubric lists criteria and performance levels for judging work. Syllabus is not the best choice because it outlines course policies and topics. Norm table is different because it helps interpret scores against a sample. Checklist does not fit because it often marks whether elements are present without quality levels. Question 61. Can Anika treat a course tutor moves exam candidates from remembering facts to evaluating arguments and creating projects as evidence of which concept? Option A, Erikson stages. Option B, Bloom taxonomy. Option C, Maslow hierarchy. Option D, Kohlberg stages. The correct answer is option B, Bloom taxonomy. This describes Bloom taxonomy because the taxonomy organizes cognitive tasks from lower to higher levels of thinking. Erikson stages is not the best choice because it describes psychosocial development. Maslow hierarchy is different because it organizes human needs. Kohlberg stages does not fit because it describes moral reasoning. Question 62. If Anika must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when an exam candidate with a qualifying disability has a legal plan with goals and services? Option A, rubric. Option B, norming report. Option C, individualized education program. Option D, lesson plan. The correct answer is option C, individualized education program. This describes individualized education program because an IEP documents specialized instruction, supports, goals, and services for eligible students. Rubric is not the best choice because it scores performance. Norming report is different because it summarizes comparison data. Lesson plan does not fit because it guides a teacher's daily instruction, but is not a special education legal document. Question 63. Rather than guessing, Anika should connect an exam candidate with a disability learns with non-disabled peers as much as appropriate with which concept? Option A, least restrictive environment. Option B, retention. Option C, standardization. Option D, tracking. The correct answer is option A, least restrictive environment. This describes least restrictive environment because students should be educated in settings that provide access while avoiding unnecessary separation. Retention is not the best choice because it keeps a student in the same grade. Standardization is different because it keeps testing procedures uniform. Tracking does not fit because it groups students by proceedability. Question 64. Curiosity rises when Anika reads that a learner gets extended time while the learning target stays the same. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, accommodation. Option B, modification. Option C, acceleration. Option D, punishment. The correct answer is option A, accommodation. This describes accommodation because access is adjusted without changing the essential learning expectation. Modification is not the best choice because it changes the learning expectation or task level. Acceleration is different because it moves a learner ahead faster. Punishment does not fit because it reduces unwanted behavior through consequences. Question 65. A CLEP-style scenario says a learner completes a simplified assignment with different learning expectations. Which answer best captures it for Anika? Option A, accommodation. Option B, universal screening. Option C, modification. Option D, scaffolding. The correct answer is option C, modification. This describes modification because the task or standard is changed to fit the learner's instructional level. Accommodation is not the best choice because it changes access while keeping the same standard. Universal screening is different because it checks all learners for risk. Scaffolding does not fit because it gives temporary support toward the same goal. Question 66. Inside a final review session, Anika studies why a strong thinker struggles with accurate word decoding and benefits from structured phonics. Which concept fits? Option A, percentile rank. Option B, behavior contract. Option C, dyscalculia support. Option D, dyslexia support. The correct answer is option D, dyslexia support. This describes dyslexia support because dyslexia commonly affects word reading and decoding, so explicit structured literacy support can help. Percentile rank is not the best choice because it reports relative test standing. Behavior contract is different because it targets behavior goals. Dyscalculia support does not fit because it focuses on math-related difficulties. Question 67. Looking at the clue that a learner focuses better with short tasks, movement breaks, and clear routines, which idea should Anika remember? Option A, ADHD classroom support. Option B, classical conditioning. Option C, gifted compacting. Option D, criterion testing. The correct answer is option A, ADHD classroom support. This describes ADHD classroom support because structured routines and attention supports can reduce distractions and support self-management. Classical conditioning is not the best choice because it links stimuli with responses. Gifted compacting is different because it removes already mastered work for advanced learners. Criterion testing does not fit because it compares performance to standards. Question 68. Anika sees that an advanced learner skips mastered work and uses time for deeper enrichment during an after-school class. Which concept best explains it? Option A, retention. Option B, curriculum compacting. Option C, remediation. Option D, extinction. The correct answer is option B, curriculum compacting. This describes curriculum compacting because already mastered content is reduced so the learner can pursue more challenging work. Retention is not the best choice because it repeats a grade or course. Remediation is different because it remediates skills that are not yet mastered. Extinction does not fit because it removes reinforcement to reduce a behavior. Question 69. When Anika notices that examples, discussion norms, and materials connect learning to exam candidates' cultural backgrounds in a student coaching session, which idea is being tested? Option A, standardized testing. Option B, ability tracking. Option C, colorblind teaching. Option D, culturally responsive teaching. The correct answer is option D, culturally responsive teaching. This describes culturally responsive teaching because instruction uses students' cultural knowledge and experiences as assets for learning. Standardized testing is not the best choice because it keeps procedures uniform. Ability tracking is different because it separates students by perceivability. Colorblind teaching does not fit because it ignores cultural differences rather than using them constructively. Question 70. During a mini-lecture, Anika studies a case where an assessment unfairly disadvantages a group because examples depend on unfamiliar cultural knowledge. Which term fits best? Option A, test bias. Option B, validity evidence. Option C, reliability. Option D, standard deviation. The correct answer is option A, test bias. This describes test bias because bias occurs when irrelevant factors give some groups an unfair advantage or disadvantage. Validity evidence is not the best choice because it supports appropriate score interpretation. Reliability is different because it concerns score consistency. Standard deviation does not fit because it describes score spread. Question 71. In a peer study circle, Anika asks why exam candidates transition quickly because procedures for materials and movement are practiced daily. Which answer names the idea? Option A, random reinforcement. Option B, accommodation. Option C, classroom routines. Option D, summative testing. The correct answer is option C, classroom routines. This describes classroom routines because clear repeated procedures reduce confusion and support orderly learning time. Random reinforcement is not the best choice because it gives rewards unpredictably. Accommodation is different because it adjusts access for a learner. Summative testing does not fit because it evaluates final achievement. Question 72. After reading that exam candidates earn points for target behaviors and trade them for privileges, how should Anika label the concept? Option A, token economy. Option B, logical consequence. Option C, classical conditioning. Option D, mastery learning. The correct answer is option A, token economy. This describes token economy because tokens serve as conditioned reinforcers that can be exchanged for backup rewards. Logical consequence is not the best choice because it is connected naturally to misbehavior. Classical conditioning is different because it links two stimuli rather than using exchangeable rewards. Mastery learning does not fit because it requires meeting standards before moving forward. Question 73. For a short exam review, Anika connects an exam candidate who misuses lab materials must repair the setup and review safety steps with which principle? Option A, negative reinforcement. Option B, unrelated punishment. Option C, logical consequence. Option D, extinction. The correct answer is option C, logical consequence. This describes logical consequence because the consequence is related to the behavior and helps restore responsible action. Negative reinforcement is not the best choice because it increases behavior by removing an unpleasant condition. Unrelated punishment is different because it does not connect meaningfully to the behavior. Extinction does not fit because it withholds reinforcement to reduce behavior. Question 74. Could a case where a course tutor spots small off-task behavior early while continuing the lesson smoothly be an example of which concept for Anika? Option A, with itness. Option B, wait time. Option C, self-efficacy. Option D, scaffolding. The correct answer is option A, with itness. This describes with itness because with itness means awareness of classroom events and quick response before problems grow. Wait time is not the best choice because it is a pause after asking a question. Self-efficacy is different because it is belief in capability. Scaffolding does not fit because it gives temporary learning support. Question 75. Why would Anika link a course tutor pauses several seconds after asking a question before calling on anyone to one major educational psychology idea? Option A, response cost. Option B, distributed practice. Option C, wait time. Option D, with itness. The correct answer is option C, wait time. This describes wait time because wait time gives students more processing time and often improves response quality. Response cost is not the best choice because it removes a privilege after behavior. Distributed practice is different because it spreads study sessions over time. With itness does not fit because it is awareness of classroom behavior. Question 76. A practice item tells Anika that a prompt asks exam candidates to explain several possible reasons instead of choosing one fact. Which concept is most likely? Option A, closed question. Option B, recall cue. Option C, open-ended questioning. Option D, fixed ratio schedule. The correct answer is option C, open-ended questioning. This describes open-ended questioning because open-ended questions invite elaboration, reasoning, and multiple defensible responses. Closed question is not the best choice because it usually has one brief answer. Recall cue is different because it simply prompts memory of stored information. Fixed ratio schedule does not fit because it reinforces after a set number of responses. Question 77. Before answering, Anika identifies that a course tutor tells a learner exactly what worked and what to revise next. Which term should be chosen? Option A, effective feedback. Option B, general praise. Option C, random correction. Option D, summative grade only. The correct answer is option A, effective feedback. This describes effective feedback because specific, timely feedback helps learners close the gap between current and desired performance. General praise is not the best choice because it may feel positive but gives little guidance. Random correction is different because it lacks targeted connection to the learning goal. Summative grade only does not fit because it reports performance without next steps. Question 78. Which choice helps Anika explain why exam candidate sets a goal, monitors progress, changes strategies, and reflects after studying in a classroom discussion? Option A, object permanence. Option B, self-regulated learning. Option C, social facilitation. Option D, operant conditioning. The correct answer is option B, self-regulated learning. This describes self-regulated learning because learners actively plan, monitor, control, and evaluate their learning. Object permanence is not the best choice because it concerns infant understanding of hidden objects. Social facilitation is different because it concerns performance changes in the presence of others. Operant conditioning does not fit because it emphasizes consequences shaping behavior. Question 79. How can Anika classify a classroom moment where exam candidates take turns summarizing, questioning, clarifying, and predicting during reading? Option A, random assignment. Option B, direct instruction. Option C, token economy. Option D, reciprocal teaching. The correct answer is option D, reciprocal teaching. This describes reciprocal teaching because the strategy uses structured dialogue to improve comprehension. Random assignment is not the best choice because it assigns participants to groups by chance. Direct instruction is different because it is mainly teacher-led explanation and practice. Token economy does not fit because it uses symbolic rewards. Question 80. Suppose Anika observes that one exam candidate guides another through practice will both receive learning benefits. Which concept is shown? Option A, peer tutoring. Option B, lecture. Option C, tracking. Option D, portfolio assessment. The correct answer is option A, peer tutoring. This describes peer tutoring because students support each other's learning through structured helper-learner roles. Lecture is not the best choice because it is teacher presentation to a group. Tracking is different because it separates students into ability groups. Portfolio assessment does not fit because it collects work samples over time. Question 81. While reviewing, Anika sees a child identifies that cat and cup begin with the same spoken sound. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, phonemic awareness. Option B, phonics. Option C, syntax. Option D, morphology. The correct answer is option A, phonemic awareness. This describes phonemic awareness because the learner is attending to individual sounds in spoken language. Phonics is not the best choice because it links sounds to printed letters. Syntax is different because it concerns sentence structure. Morphology does not fit because it studies meaningful word parts. Question 82. One interesting clue says a learner improves a skill after watching a confident model demonstrate each step. Which educational psychology term fits for Anika? Option A, Maslow needs. Option B, Bandura modeling. Option C, Skinner shaping. Option D, Piaget conservation. The correct answer is option B, Bandura modeling. This describes Bandura modeling because Bandura emphasized learning by observing models and the outcomes of their actions. Maslow needs is not the best choice because it explains motivation through layered needs. Skinner shaping is different because it reinforces gradual behavior changes through consequences. Piaget conservation does not fit because it concerns logical understanding of quantity. Question 83. From this example, where family, school, peers, community, and culture all shape a child's development, which answer should Anika select? Option A, Erikson psychosocial stages. Option B, Kohlberg moral stages. Option C, information processing. Option D, Brenfen-Brenner ecological systems. The correct answer is option D, Brenfen-Brenner ecological systems. This describes Brenfen-Brenner ecological systems because development is influenced by nested environmental systems around the child. Erikson psychosocial stages is not the best choice because it focuses on lifespan social-emotional conflicts. Kohlberg moral stages is different because it focuses on moral reasoning. Information processing does not fit because it compares thinking to mental processing systems. Question 84. Students in a student coaching session discuss why a young child uses a caregiver as a safe base and seeks comfort after stress. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, secure attachment. Option B, avoidant attachment. Option C, industry versus inferiority. Option D, authoritarian parenting. The correct answer is option A, secure attachment. This describes secure attachment because secure attachment involves trust in caregiver availability and comfort. Avoidant attachment is not the best choice because it shows reduced seeking of comfort. Industry versus inferiority is different because it is a school-age psychosocial conflict. Authoritarian parenting does not fit because it describes strict parenting style. Question 85. Teachers in a mini-lecture wonder why two infants differ early in activity level, mood, and adaptability. Which principle applies? Option A, criterion validity. Option B, self-concept. Option C, moral reasoning. Option D, temperament. The correct answer is option D, temperament. This describes temperament because temperament refers to biologically influenced patterns of emotional and behavioral response. Criterion validity is not the best choice because it links test scores to an outcome. Self-concept is different because it is a person's view of self. Moral reasoning does not fit because it concerns judgments about right and wrong. Question 86. Can Anika treat a child says goad because a regular grammar rule is applied too broadly as evidence of which concept? Option A, language overgeneralization. Option B, babbling. Option C, code switching. Option D, telegraphic speech. The correct answer is option A, language overgeneralization. This describes language overgeneralization because the child applies a learned language rule to an irregular case. Babbling is not the best choice because it is early sound play. Code switching is different because it shifts language varieties based on context. Telegraphic speech does not fit because it uses short two-word phrases. Question 87. If Anika must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when exam candidates explain whether a character should break a rule to help someone in need? Option A, behavior checklist. Option B, achievement test. Option C, moral dilemma assessment. Option D, aptitude test. The correct answer is option C, moral dilemma assessment. This describes moral dilemma assessment because moral dilemmas reveal the reasoning behind judgments, not just the choice itself. Behavior checklist is not the best choice because it records observed behaviors. Achievement test is different because it measures learned academic content. Aptitude test does not fit because it predicts future learning potential. Question 88. Rather than guessing, Anika should connect a study finds that homework time and test scores rise together without proving cause with which concept? Option A, case study. Option B, experimental research. Option C, ethnography. Option D, correlational research. The correct answer is option D, correlational research. This describes correlational research because correlation shows a relationship between variables but does not establish causation. Case study is not the best choice because it examines one person or small group deeply. Experimental research is different because it manipulates variables to test cause and effect. Ethnography does not fit because it studies culture through immersion. Question 89. Curiosity rises when Anika reads that participants are placed into tutoring or no tutoring groups by chance. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, random sampling. Option B, random assignment. Option C, matching. Option D, convenience sampling. The correct answer is option B, random assignment. This describes random assignment because chance placement helps make groups similar before the treatment begins. Random sampling is not the best choice because it selects participants from a population. Matching is different because it pairs participants on key traits. Convenience sampling does not fit because it uses whoever is easily available. Question 90. A CLEP-style scenario says a researcher changes the type of feedback exam candidates receive. Which answer best captures it for Anika? Option A, dependent variable. Option B, confounding variable. Option C, independent variable. Option D, control variable. The correct answer is option C, independent variable. This describes independent variable because the independent variable is the factor the researcher manipulates. Dependent variable is not the best choice because it is the measured outcome. Confounding variable is different because it is an unwanted factor that may affect results. Control variable does not fit because it is held constant. Question 91. Inside a practice test workshop, Anika studies why a researcher measures quiz scores after using two different teaching methods. Which concept fits? Option A, random assignment. Option B, dependent variable. Option C, independent variable. Option D, extraneous variable. The correct answer is option B, dependent variable. This describes dependent variable because the dependent variable is the outcome measured to see whether the treatment had an effect. Random assignment is not the best choice because it is a grouping procedure. Independent variable is different because it is the factor manipulated. Extraneous variable does not fit because it is an outside influence. Question 92. Looking at the clue that one group receives regular instruction while another receives a new memory strategy, which idea should Anika remember? Option A, population. Option B, control group. Option C, experimental group. Option D, sample. The correct answer is option B, control group. This describes control group because the control group provides a comparison for judging the effect of the treatment. Population is not the best choice because it is the larger group of interest. Experimental group is different because it receives the treatment being tested. Sample does not fit because it is the set of participants studied. Question 93. Anika sees that a course tutor adds all quiz scores and divides by the number of exam candidates during a classroom discussion. Which concept best explains it? Option A, median. Option B, mean. Option C, mode. Option D, range. The correct answer is option B, mean. This describes mean because the mean is the arithmetic average of a set of scores. Median is not the best choice because it is the middle score. Mode is different because it is the most frequent score. Range does not fit because it is the difference between highest and lowest scores. Question 94. When Anika notices that a course tutor wants to know how spread out the class scores are around the average in a quick quiz review, which idea is being tested? Option A, mean. Option B, standard deviation. Option C, raw score. Option D, percentile rank. The correct answer is option B, standard deviation. This describes standard deviation because standard deviation describes typical distance of scores from the mean. Mean is not the best choice because it gives the average but not spread. Raw score is different because it is the number of points earned. Percentile rank does not fit because it shows relative standing. Question 95. During a teacher training scenario, Anika studies a case where exam candidate's report says the score is higher than the scores of 80% of the norm group. Which term fits best? Option A, standard deviation. Option B, percentage correct. Option C, grade equivalent. Option D, percentile rank. The correct answer is option D, percentile rank. This describes percentile rank because percentile rank tells the percentage of comparison scores at or below a student's score. Standard deviation is not the best choice because it describes score spread. Percentage correct is different because it reports items answered correctly. Grade equivalent does not fit because it estimates grade level performance, often imperfectly. Question 96. In a final review session, Anika asks why exam candidates improve partly because they know they are being studied. Which answer names the idea? Option A, observer bias. Option B, Hawthorne effect. Option C, placebo effect. Option D, testing effect. The correct answer is option B, Hawthorne effect. This describes Hawthorne effect because participants may change behavior simply because they are receiving attention in a study. Observer bias is not the best choice because it occurs when researcher expectations shape recording. Placebo effect is different because it involves improvement from belief in a treatment. Testing effect does not fit because it improves learning through retrieval practice. Question 97. After reading that exam candidates improve over a semester because they naturally grew older, not because of the program, how should Anika label the concept? Option A, regression to the mean. Option B, maturation threat. Option C, instrumentation threat. Option D, selection bias. The correct answer is option B, maturation threat. This describes maturation threat because changes due to natural development can threaten conclusions about a treatment's effect. Regression to the mean is not the best choice because it occurs when extreme scores move closer to average later. Instrumentation threat is different because it occurs when measurement changes over time. Selection bias does not fit because it occurs when groups differ before a treatment. Question 98. For a short exam review, Anika connects a researcher records detailed notes about classroom interactions instead of only counting scores with which principle? Option A, meta-analysis. Option B, random assignment. Option C, standardized testing. Option D, qualitative observation. The correct answer is option D, qualitative observation. This describes qualitative observation because qualitative methods focus on rich descriptions and meanings in context. Meta-analysis is not the best choice because it statistically combines many studies. Random assignment is different because it places participants into groups by chance. Standardized testing does not fit because it uses uniform measurement procedures. Question 99. Could a case where a course tutor studies the effect of a new discussion routine in the course tutor's own classroom be an example of which concept for Anika? Option A, survey research. Option B, laboratory experiment. Option C, action research. Option D, longitudinal research. The correct answer is option C, action research. This describes action research because practitioners investigate their own settings to improve local practice. Survey research is not the best choice because it gathers responses from questionnaires. Laboratory experiment is different because it tests variables in a controlled setting. Longitudinal research does not fit because it follows participants over time. Question 100. Why would Anika link families are told the study purpose, risks, and rights before agreeing to participate to one major educational psychology idea? Option A, debriefing. Option B, random assignment. Option C, confidentiality. Option D, informed consent. The correct answer is option D, informed consent. This describes informed consent because participants or guardians must understand key information and voluntarily agree. Debriefing is not the best choice because it explains details after participation. Random assignment is different because it assigns participants to groups by chance. Confidentiality does not fit because it protects private data.